Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy Sunday, in spite of the title of this video and the news that I'm about to deliver to you. As a matter of fact, very important words spoken by our old/new or new/old, it really doesn't matter, past or present tense, Prime Minister Donald Tusk. And if anyone in Poland had any doubt where the speaking Polish government is taking this country, read war, disaster, absolute destruction, and death. That's ultimately where it will end. After hearing those words, you should really wakey, you know? Wake up, because if you still believe that any government, especially this one or the previous one, has your interest at heart, I don't know what to tell you. So guys, before we go into the news, which is a very important video, and I would like to ask those of you who are not subscribed to my channel to please do so, because the more subscription, the more likes, the more comments, and the more you share the videos, more people hear about it and more people start to at least question it, and then they go maybe into some rabbit holes to figure out what's taking place. So I would really appreciate it. This is not coming from the ego place, this is coming from truly caring about people not participating in this ridiculous, unnecessary, cruel experience. Let's jump straight into this. Tusk was just recently in Bucharest, in Romania. As you know, there was a congress of EPP. And what this EPP stands for? European People's Party. You all know what was taking place, but those are the words that I want to read to you. The entire speech, I have highlighted some of his statements, and as always, as I do, in between, I want to give you my commentary on that. Maybe let's start with how Tusk looked like when he was delivering this, because it was pretty demonic, to be honest with you, and I'm not surprised, because what kind of human being you can be if you want to sacrifice the nation, right? Well, it's Polish-speaking government, so maybe I should not be surprised. Someone who looks absolutely exhausted, not certain, trying to put up the face and keep the posture. A strange, very strange look on this man's face, and the body language, no bueno. Dear friends, presidents, prime ministers, when I was heading over the reins of European People's Party to Manfred in Rotterdam, I told you that I was returning to the Polish politics to fight for the restoration of the fundamental values in my motherland. For the rule of law, for human rights, here's my first comment, correct, really, human rights, especially rights of Polish farmers who were beaten up and who had been sprayed gas in their faces. Human rights. So let's continue. And for the integrity in the public and economic life. What integrity? All right. And I won. We won. Yeah, we won. We won. That doesn't mean Polish people won. This means those who help a bit with those elections all around the world. Yeah. We the reptiles, I say. In fact, we won in fact. And thank you very much for your support. I'm really grateful that so many of you believed that I was able to do it. Not everyone, maybe, but almost. The battle against authoritarian trends, corruption and lies is taking place on many fronts, and its most dramatic illustration is of course the Ukrainian-Russian front, but the responsibility for the fate of the Western civilization based on the freedom and respect for each and every individual lies both each and every one of us in every place. Let's go here. Authoritarian trends. What do you mean? Freedom of speech, freedom of protesting, freedom of choosing that you want to live with certain values, maybe your religious values. And definitely corruption, right? For sure Ukraine is struggling with this. Don't we know? So let's continue, because here we will come to the very, very important statements. The times of blissful calm are over. The post-war epoch is gone. I say it again. The times of blissful calm are over. The post-war epoch is gone. Let's continue. We are living in new times, in a pre-war epoch. We are living in a pre-war epoch. So what does he know that we don't know? Pre which war? Can you be more specific, Tusk? Which war? Are you like cooking something there with your reptilian friends? In fact, for some of our brothers, it is no longer even a pre-war time. It is a full-scale war in its most cruel form. It is not our fault that our daily vocabulary, for sure not nobody's fault really, right? That our daily vocabulary includes, once again, such words as fighting, bombing, rocket attacks, genocide. Europe wanted to live and develop itself in a post-war world, but today we must say clearly that we are faced with a simple choice. Either we are undertake the fight to defend our borders, our territory, our principles, and, as a consequence, our citizens and future generations, or we will fall. Here I have many points, so let's go through this. Let's go through this again together, everyone, shall we? Either we are undertake the fight to defend our borders, our territory. Here is the WTF moment. I'm not gonna say what WTF means. Those of you who want to put in the comments, please do. I have to be a lady. I'm not gonna say it. This is the WTF moment. Who is attacking our territory? Can you please tell me? Who is attacking the territory? Either we are undertake the fight to defend our borders, our territory. Defend from what? Our principles. Okay, which principles? Because I'm getting confused. You mean EU principles, right? Which many of Polish people don't align with, especially the farmers. And as a consequence, our citizens, the very same one that you really need in order to continue with this project, because otherwise it's just gonna, kaput before it begins. Or we will fall. Yeah, Poland will fall for sure if you continue with this. There is no objective reason to capitulate before evil, and in that very moment, he actually made a face expression very much evil-like. Just saying. You gotta read the body language. There is no objective reason to capitulate before evil. The potential of Europe, economic, financial, demographic, moral, is greater than the potential of those who attack us. Here we go again. Here we go again. So, who is attacking us? Tell me. Who is attacking us? And what potential is greater? Who? Who has greater potential? Europe? Lol. He forgot that if he touches Russia, there is another major empire, very strong country, right next to Russia. Lol. You're gonna fight that too? I think I have to move because I'm getting distracted, and this is like major importance of to deliver this to you. It is crucial today that Europe believes in its strength. Yes, because we hardly believe in this anymore. Also, when it comes to the context of our defense capacity, we cannot live under illusions. No one will take our place in this fight for our safety and for our future. We ourselves, I think I might actually go there. We ourselves are the best guarantors of our own safety and our unity. As you well know, the only person you can count on is yourself. Here is my observation, my thought. Perhaps I'm not correct in this, and I would like you to address it in the comments down below. When he said this, as you well know, the only person you can count on is yourself, I actually thought about Poland doing some stupid move without, just ridiculous move that NATO will not, of course, support. So the only person you can count on is yourself, which means really, like really, the stupidest decision one can make. Let's continue with this. Europeans will be united when they see with all clarity that the Union is really our Europe, a safe and good home for the people. As our manifesto says, Mein Kampf. I read this book, by the way. Today, this is exactly the signal that our farmers and food producers are waiting for impatiently. Yeah, they're actually waiting impatiently for you to come out and talk to them. No agreement has been reached so far, if you are wondering. I will talk about this next week. They also want a Europe that protects them and understands their fears. You are one of their biggest fears, actually, you know. I'm directing this to the new/old Prime Minister. 10 years ago, I applauded to the European leaders to support Ukraine unconditionally. Let me sit down and focus because I'm getting distracted. So this is a very important statement. He literally said that 10 years ago, I applauded to the European leaders to support Ukraine unconditionally. What does this mean? 10 years ago, 2014, support Ukraine unconditionally means no condition, no matter what. Are people waking up to what's going on, or they're still in coma? I have no idea. I applauded to the leaders to establish energy union to break the Russian domination when it comes to gas and oil. Yeah, great. So now there will be no Russian domination, there will be American domination with much more attractive prices. When the migration crisis started to grow, I was asking you for solidarity in our cooperation for the common protection of our external borders. And today I am appealing to you for food security on our for food security on our continued, and this is one of the conditions to be safe and secure in all aspects. And I know that with leaders like you, like our presidents and prime ministers, with leaders like Ursula, the witch, he didn't say, I said, and Roberta, we can cope with this challenge as well. I say in German to this, ja natürlich, you can cope. Here is the last sentence that Tusk delivered during this speech on stage in Bucharest. All the best. This is like below the belt, right? What a sarcastic ending to this. All the best. So guys, this is what Tusk said. If anyone has any doubts at this point that they are not going to take Polish people to the war, into the war, throw them like meat, like you're nobody, like they don't care. Can you just realize this once and for all? What are you going to do? What are you going to fight for? In the name of what? So they feel better? So they have, you know, their agreements are reached and their whatever promises they made or the blackmail is not working on them? This is all about that. It's greed, it's power, and it's fear. So if you're not understanding what's really taking place, I don't know what to tell you. But I have one more article here. And this is very important as well, because just a few days ago, Polish Polonia, we call them, which means people who live in Poland, who live in United States and are Polish or Polish descendants, you know, their grandfathers or fathers or even themselves maybe, like I was there, they moved to the United States. They sent a letter to Tusk and to Duda, so to Polish Prime Minister and Polish President, who, by the way, in 2 days from now, today we have the 10th, so I think today is the 10th, you know, I lose track often with days. On the 12th of March, they will be flying to White House. Again, I'm not sure if they are going to fly in one plane or they will be going 2 separate planes, because you never know what's gonna happen with the plane. I'm just saying, you know, things. Maybe some people in power have plans for the planes. You have to really understand that this is not a game anymore. So anyway, they will be flying to the White House. And before that visit, the letter has been sent by Polish Polonia to Duda and Tusk. It's a very, very important letter, and I want to read this to you. Of course, the title in which this letter is mentioned says "Controversial Letter from United States to Duda and Tusk." We call on Polish politicians to refrain from offensive rhetorical excesses and empty threats. That's how the letter starts, and is writes representatives of several Polish organizations in a letter addressed to the President and Prime Minister of Poland ahead of their joint visit to the White House. As we approach the 10th anniversary, listen to this in the letter, as we approach the 10th anniversary of the armed conflict in Ukraine, bingo, / boom, yes, not the 2nd year, the 10th year anniversary, the very same, like 10 years ago, when Tusk made a commitment to EU and he asked for unconditional support to Ukraine. Yeah, they are addressing this. So as we approach the 10th anniversary of the armed conflict in Ukraine, we hope that Poland will lead the world towards de-escalating this conflict and resolving it through negotiations. We firmly believe that what Europe needs is not war, but peace. Any differences of interest must be negotiated and resolved peacefully. Americans of Polish descent are ready to support and assist President Duda and Prime Minister Donald Tusk in their efforts and maintain Poland's military defense potential, but they strongly oppose involvement of Poland in a war that cannot be won, and that might ultimately lead to the destruction of Poland. So this is the letter. Very important, very powerful words. I'm glad that there are still Polish people who live abroad who came with this letter, who sent it. The statement was signed by more than a dozen people of Polish descent, representatives, for example, Polish diaspora organizations in the United States. You will find both the video with Tusk talking and the letter, the article with this letter, down below this video in the description box. Last thing I have for you today is the comment from one of you that was posted under my last solo video. And this comment is lengthy, but it's so accurate. It's so accurate to what Tusk has said and to what's coming. So I want you to listen to this comment. If you have time, stay with me, because Johnson's David made very, very good on-point comment. Anya, Poland is on the bottom of Western power structure, and what is happening in the US will affect all Europe. The Euro co-host is finished as a viable economic institution. Their reign ended with sanctions against Russia and blow-up of Nord Stream. Europe relegated to third world status as a Green Deal is a consequence. of the deindustrialization, some concerns for climate change. Not some concerns for climate change. Europe can't compete, sorry guys for my reading. Europe can't compete with China, and viable industries are moving away to America and Asia due to the high prices of energy. Yes. Pretty soon, all armaments of NATO will come from the US and the price tag will be very high. Trump will mandate more NATO spending and money for American military industrial complex, and it will flow like a river. All wars in Europe will be fought and financed by European taxpayers. This is what Tusk will not tell everyone. And I want to thank you so much for your comment. And this comment just made me think about the last words of Tusk during the speech. All the best. It's time to wake up, Polish people. I know many of you are watching. Sometimes you're asking me why this channel doesn't have videos in Polish. It's because I started my channel when I was in the United States. And you know what? It's actually the way how I bring my channel and how I talk in English, even though it's not perfect. My English is not perfect, I'm aware of it. I believe that this also goes to many other countries that still have the influence. People who share the news. And even those people who lived in the United States, maybe some of those people, maybe I hope, have watched my videos as well. You never know what impact it makes. And many of you speak English in Poland too, so please, it's time to wake up. You don't have to participate in being slaughtered for their own satisfaction or because they destroy the economies or because they want more money or whatever is the reason. You don't need to participate in this. Don't get pulled into some BS like this. It's not going to be a war that Poland will survive. End of story. This is Sunday, it's a beautiful day, hardly any clouds in the sky. However, I have to deliver this to you guys because they are already making those statements. And if they keep on saying, no, we're not gonna send troops, and then they go to this conference in Bucharest and he makes statements like this, it's not just bipolar, this is still being on the same agenda and script. That's all I have for you. Please make sure to subscribe, hit this like, share and comment. Those of you who want to support my work, you have Buy Me a Coffee down below this video, as well as PayPal. If you become my supporter on Locals, it also helps a lot for me. I appreciate very much. Instagram, mailing list. You can join it for free, just in case. I will always update you with what's happening and if anything changes. And that's it. So remember, guys, lots of love, and we are the leading edge. And we are saving humanity. Bye, guys. I see you tomorrow.